Welcome back, Kyle Schwarber. Unbelievable.
For the Cubs, Game 2 was a proving ground. A moment to show they're here to stay.
That's a rocket. 3-0 Chicago. And it's 5-0 Chicago. The Cubs have evened the series.
I'm just trying to get back home.
And as the scene shifts to the Windy City, the Indians must assert their will if they want to take back command of the series.
It's always cold before the storm. You can feel it in the air.
The battle begins anew as it returns to baseball's hallowed ground for the first time in over 70 years. Redemption will be earned tonight in Game 3.
We welcome you to the Lincoln Motor Company World Series pregame show on Fox. And our thanks to Terrence Howard. Make sure to catch Empire Wednesdays at 9 Eastern on Fox. Game 3, World Series, Cubs and Indians high atop Wrigley Field in Chicago. There's Kyle Schwarber, 10 RBIs, career in the postseason. Not cleared to play the field, though, because of that knee. More on that is coming up. Francisco Lindor, 5 multi-hit games already this postseason. That's the most of anybody. The young star has been fantastic. Can he keep it going tonight in this game number 3? Celebs are out, that's for sure. Eddie Vedder and John Cusack, they are atop Murphy's bleachers. Oh, yeah, ready to rock, rooting on their Cubs in this game 3. And so's everybody else in Chicago, by the way, because the streets in Wrigley have been packed since 7 in the morning. Alex and I know we were here at that time. It's unbelievable what I've seen. We welcome you to our set just outside the gates in center field on the corner of Sheffield and Waveland. Game number 3 of the World Series. Frank Thomas, Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, Tom Verducci, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. A little perspective here. So, yeah, it's the first World Series game at Wrigley since 1945. That was 1 month after World War II ended, okay? It has been a long, long time, but that wasn't the last time there was a World Series here, Frank. Your team won it. The White Sox in 05, you had $1 million at the parade. City was electric. So how does this compare? What is this like compared to that?
You know, the town was very excited in 2005, but I just can't believe how these streets are lined over here in Wrigleyville. Bars are open at 7:30. People are drinking at 7:30 for a 7:30 p.m. game. So it's one of these things that it's overwhelming here in Wrigleyville, and the fans are ready. Let's just hope they get this thing done, because if not, it's going to be ugly.
Well, the Cub fans been hearing jokes about their team for years and years and years. This is the chance to get rid of all those jokes. Payback, it's called.
You know, Pete, I thought last week it was like a Super Bowl atmosphere. This week feels like it's doubled enthusiasm and energy. And, you know, we were here this morning at 7:30, and the bars were jam-packed. It's also been really good for the economy here in Chicago, which is great. The bars, the local bars, to get in is $1,200. That does include food, though.
Pete, he's worried about the economy in Chicago.
Chicago, you worried about
It's been great. It's great.
You're not playing the White Sox no more. Huh?
Hey, I just know
What
this.
the hell are you guys doing here at 7:30 in the morning?
On a radio show.
We were just checking out the scene.
Doing his homework.
Wow.
I've been coming to World Series more than 30 years. I've never seen an atmosphere like this. I mean, this old lady, Wrigley Field, 102 years old, her bones are going to rock tonight like never before, but especially if Kyle Schwarber gets an at-bat in this game, this place is going to go nuts.
It's going to be. I mean, look, it's historic. It's just a great place to be for World Series game number 3. What's been a good first 2 games. Speaking of unlikely, right? Well, how about this scenario? And it came to fruition in game 1. Kyle Schwarber penciled into the Cubs DH spot, went 1 for 3 with a walk in his first major league game in over 6 months, coming back from major knee surgery. Then in game 2, he went 2 for 4. He drove into and helped the Cubs to a 5-1 win. Pretty amazing. And at just 23 years old, Schwarber's made an unbelievable impact the last 2 postseasons. So with a minimum of 40 plate appearances, he has the highest playoff OPS in history. You're talking Ruth and Gehrig are on this list. And so Kyle Schwarber, though not medically cleared, he will be able to pinch hit tonight, but not in the field. And he certainly gave this team a boost. And so that leads us to some really interesting managing tonight, Tom. I mean, I'm fascinated. We know he's not going to start out there in the outfield, which we were thinking maybe. but I'm really curious how Joe Madden is going to decide to use him in tonight's game.
I agree with you. It's one of the great dramatic points of this game. And he has told Kyle Schwarber, be ready from the first inning. It's kind of like having a special ops force, you know? When do you deploy it? Now, I don't think it will be early because Joe Madden likes his right-handed hitters against Josh Tomlin. I think it's more later in the game. Maybe, again, we've seen it before, guys, Andrew Miller against Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw Kyle last night, and he's dying to play. He's obviously very frustrated. He feels really good. It'll be very interesting. I would not be surprised, Pete, if they have a situation in the fourth inning and they pinch hit him.
Early.
That early.
Yeah.
I can see
in
that.
the game.
And maybe sneak him out to left field and try to sneak 2 at-bats out of him.
First of all, he's not going to be able to sneak anywhere, okay? And secondly, I had my research people do some research, and the doctor in Win Cleary was born in Cleveland, Ohio. Just kidding. Just kidding.
And that guy would have a heart attack if he saw Kyle Schwarber on the field because the Cubs say he's actually 4 weeks away from being cleared to play on defense.
Well, you know, Schwarber makes this lineup much more complete. Let's not get carried away. This Cub team won over 100 games without him. They got to the World Series without him. It will be business as usual for the Cubs tonight. But I wouldn't be surprised if the bases are loaded early in the ball game, Joe Madden uses him in that situation.
I guess the question that I have is, if they lose tonight, does he go back and see the doctor in the morning for a reevaluation?
Really, the question is, are all the doctors lined up to get into Wrigley tomorrow for someone who actually clear the guy to play?
Well, they say he's 4 weeks away from being cleared to play the field or anything else, so I can't see that happening.
Well, that's Christmas time. It's not going to help anybody.
Well, look, he is available to pinch hit. We know that, and the matchup's late. How is he going to be deployed, as Tom said? And then who's going to face him out of the bullpen? Is it going to be Andrew Miller, who he's already faced a couple times in this series? That will be fun to watch here tonight, among other things, because you know what? The World Series is back here at Wrigley Field for the first time in 71 years. That should be worth watching in its own right, and we've got a great one for you. Kyle